dwelling of the Master of Transcendence was unknown, but a legend pervaded the earth. A unique being shall arrive, destined to dispel all fear and cleanse the world from terror. These words instilled anxiety in the hearts of the descendants of the emperors and hope in the hearts of free men. Spoken by them both ever so softly and with conviction were the words, "Legend of the Wings."
I saw that people are searching for adventures, but there are too much outside adventures. You know, running and killing and loving and things like this. I wanted to show that the real adventure is inside of the soul. And the best way to show it is with a story, not giving explanations about ideas and things like this. People don't have patience for this. But if you give a good story and it has an inner meaning, it will be much easier to show how the real adventure is inside of the soul, not outside of it. This was the reason I wanted to start and write this book.
He alone knows our identities and our missions. The Master of Transcendence is served by many men, but the vast multitude are ignorant of his existence.
It's really a very big part of my own journey in this story. People who knows me know this, but you cannot see it if you don't know me. And I believe if it wasn't so, it wouldn't work, because you cannot believe that someone goes through this journey if it doesn't come from a real reality that someone has in his life. If you're just telling a story that you read or you know from outside, you cannot believe it's true. And the most important thing here is the inspiration, because when people read this story, they are inspired because it comes from a real reality, inner reality of my life, my own life. And this is, I believe, this is the reason the inspiration goes from my own life to the reader's life.
Even if it takes time, and even if loneliness increases, you are not alone, his eyes implored. Never allow yourself to remain trapped inside a rock, no matter how immense it may be. I tried to take all the ideas of the Kabbalah, the Jewish mysticism, and to put it into the story. And when a person reads it, he doesn't know about this. If he knows, it can help, but even if he doesn't know, he can understand the whole picture without knowing the rules of the Kabbalah, because it's inside the story. The idea is not to make it heavy as ideas, but as a story. But all the ideas of how the world exists, how it moves, it's all inside the story. It's not my imagination. It's from the roots of the Judaism. I tried very hard not to mention any religious idea, and more of it, any idea that people know from their own life. Because when you speak about any idea that people knows about, they translate it from their own knowledge. They put it into boxes, and they think they understand what it is all about. So I tried to translate all the things I know into a new language. In this way, no one will say, I know this idea, I know this hero. You know nothing. And when you know nothing, you can begin a totally new journey. Because when you know, you are closed, and you cannot learn more. And in this way, we don't know what is all about. It's a new heroes, but at the end, maybe you will see this is the heroes you know before, but in a new view.
In the archives of the tunnels of time, 6th millennia, it was written, before all beings were emanated and creatures created. A superior light permeated existence. The creatures were destined to meet their maker. Opposite them, creating distance to gain closeness and concealing in order to discover, evil was created. In time, his name became known amongst men as Kivya.
Even if you, at the middle of the story, understand that here we speak about God, it's a new point of view of God. It's not the way you accept it or know it before. And in this way you can get a new feeling, a new adventure, even in the well-known things in your own life. And this is the main idea here, to show you how the simple, normal life of every one of us is very deep, is very full of adventures. This is the idea, to show you a new world in your own simple life. As we all know, the main journey, the main events in life outside of us and also inside of us is the battle between the evil and the good. And the idea of this battle of good and evil is to show that when one sees the good parts of his soul, he can affect all the reality outside of it, outside of him. People feel that what they do in their own life have no meaning to affect what happens outside, because it's a very big and huge powers that rules all. But the book shows that even the smallest person with the smallest good meanings, and if you're just trying to make good, it affects all the reality. And this is a very big message for every one of us, because we can affect the reality, not with guns, with our spirituality intention, with our very small things that we do in order to be better, even if it's not a big thing. And this is the main point that Rabbi Nachman teaches all the world. The power of the small things, this is the message. And we see it in the story, how it affects very deeply all the reality. Even if a small amount of people make a very small change in their own soul, it affects all the reality. And this is a very big, meaningful idea that I wanted to show. The book speaks also about the end of the world. The end of the book is the end of the world. It's not just the war that we see at the world between the evil and the good. It's the last war, which means it's all the powers that we have from the moment the war began until now. They are all in the last war.
Evil has no roots, she repeated to herself. Evil is not real, and I am not afraid of it. I am fearless. The truth is in my hands, and I can overcome deception.
This is the very important, the most important war that was from the beginning of the world until now. So it's not just a way of seeing life. It's also a way of seeing the end of the old world as we know it, and the beginning of a new one. So it deals with redemption of the world and all of the people that are in this world. I tried 11 years to purify my intentions writing this book, and I say it works, because I found that the most deepest intentions I have in my life was while writing this book. And I had a lot of inspiration that I didn't believe I had. writing this. And I say it affects.